We just got huge AirPods Pro 2 leaks. Some of these make a whole lot of sense, while others I was not expecting. But thinking about it, I guess Apple would do something like this, and a couple I just kind of disagree with. So let's go ahead and jump into everything we know and everything that just makes sense, such as the release date, a new design. We're gonna talk about sound quality, battery life, new sensors and chips, and I just gotta say that I am very excited. These news come from Ming-Chi Kuo. He has an excellent track record. He's been providing us with solid leaks for many years now, such as updates to iPhones, a lot of things on MacBooks, for example, the SD card reader, HDMI, redesign, MagSafe coming back, a lot of things we didn't really kind of expect or really believe. He talked about new iPhones, new iPad Pros with many LED, and a couple things that he got wrong, well, a lot of them were just dates. For example, the new AirPods 3 coming out with the launch of the iPhone instead of a month later, things like that. So he has a great track record, and the first thing that he mentioned is the release date. Now, this makes a whole lot of sense. He's saying that they're gonna launch in the fourth quarter of 2022. So yes, pretty much a year from now, maybe 10 months or so. Now, I wish it was coming out sooner, but this makes a whole lot of sense because Apple launched their AirPods in 2016. That was a long time ago. And then a few years later, they did a minor update with a new chip, a little bit better battery life, and the wireless charging case, but it was a very minor update. And the AirPods Pro, well, those came out 2 years ago, and with the launch of the AirPods Pro 2, that will be 3 years. So that is a life cycle that perfectly aligns, just because Apple doesn't have much competition that offers everything that these do, including the iOS integration. Now, there are a couple things that we can absolutely expect with the AirPods Pro 2, the first being better sound quality. I just reviewed the AirPods 3 after a month of using them, and I mentioned that I stopped using the AirPods Pro in every situation other than if I need active noise cancellation. For example, if I'm doing chores like vacuuming or mowing the lawn or things like that, just because the sound quality in the AirPods 3 are better. They have new drivers, the sound profile is more natural, and a lot of audiophiles agree with this, even though they're not sealed into your ear, which does limit, for example, ultra low bass. There's a couple things like, sound leaking in. So Apple's definitely gonna be upgrading the drivers, and I think if the AirPods 3 sound this good, the AirPods Pro 2 are gonna sound amazing. And if you look at the competition from the new Sonys, we have a lot of other brands that are coming out with great sound quality. They really need this update. They've needed it for at least a year now. Heck, even their own Beats Studio Buds, which come in at $150, sound better than the AirPods Pro. And they have better active noise cancellation as well, which we'll talk about in just a sec. So Apple has to step this up. Now, the other thing is battery life. The AirPods 3 had a big jump in battery life, especially real world battery life, better than what they're rated. And I think the AirPods Pro are also going to get better. So with the better battery life and more efficiency, these are gonna last a lot longer. Now, Kuo also said that there's gonna be a new chip that improves connectivity with devices. Now, it's kind of obvious that they're not gonna use the same chip that's gonna be 3-4 years old at this point. They're gonna have one that's more efficient, but the connectivity is very interesting. So are these finally gonna get the latest and greatest Bluetooth? And are they going to allow you to play lossless audio? Apple's been making a huge push with Apple Music, and that got a lot of people, including me, to sign back up for Apple Music for their higher quality streaming. But of course, you can't stream that without extra additional compression to these AirPods or any Bluetooth device. So if Apple figured out a way to do Wi-Fi audio or AirPlay audio with buffering, which when we did the math, like a second of buffering can transfer a song, that would be amazing, and that would sell a lot of AirPods. Now, of course, we have to have a new chip for better active noise cancellation and better adaptive EQ. All of that stuff is limited by that chip, so active noise cancellation will get a lot better. And people have complained that with firmware updates, active noise cancellation has gotten quite a bit worse than when they first came out. So I'm definitely looking forward to that as well, for AirPods Pros to be better than Beats Studio Buds in terms of active noise cancellation. Kuo also said that there are going to be new sensors that have fitness tracking capabilities built in. Now, this is one that I'm very hesitant about, and I don't want to give it a whole lot of truth for one reason, and that reason is that Apple knows how to make money. For example, when they released the iPad Pro with the M1 chip and Thunderbolt 4, and it had just amazing specs, that mini LED display, they really limited it with software so that you still have to buy a MacBook. They don't want to replace one device with another. They want you to buy both. So I don't think that Apple would put in a bunch of fitness trackers and allow you to not have to buy an Apple Watch. I feel like if they add in new sensors, it might make it more accurate, it might give you some extra capabilities, but they will not just say, hey, you don't need to get this for heart rate sensing, for fitness tracking, calories, any of that stuff. Just buy these AirPods Pros. I could be wrong, let me know your opinion, but Apple is very good at maximizing it and having you buy their full ecosystem to have a very great experience. Now, one sensor that is going to be updated is the optical sensor. We know with the AirPods 3, though they got rid of that and they put in a skin detect sensor so they only turn on when they are in your ear canal or in your ear and they sense the skin. So if you put them in your pockets, they will not turn on like the AirPods Pro will right now, or in another place where it's touching something and it's dark. So that's going to be a nice feature. That's obviously a sensor that will get updated. And now let's talk about probably the biggest thing, and that is the design. Kuo is saying that they are going to get rid of these iconic stems and they're gonna go for a clean look, just like the Beats Fit Pro. Now, this is something I was not expecting. This is just so iconic, from the original ones that stuck out like, toothbrush heads to these ones that are much cleaner. And I'm kind of hesitant about this because of just how great the controls are. They're tactile, you're not tapping on the butt or doing anything like that. They work so well, but if you think about it, it does make a whole lot of sense because Apple wants to change things because people will buy it if there's a change. For example, new iPhone redesign, crazy sales. New MacBook redesign with these 14 and 16 inch, really good sales. People want to buy something that looks and feels different. And then of course, there's the show off factor, which sounds weird to say, but people like it so that when other people see that you have, something, it's the new design, it's the latest and greatest. People bought the AirPods that looked weird because you could tell that you have the latest and greatest. When Apple made the AirPods Pro, they changed the design so people can tell that you have the latest. And now that the AirPods 3 took that same iconic design, and they basically look the same as the AirPods Pro when they're in your ear, if they kept the same design, well, there's no difference there. You don't feel like there's a difference. Whereas if they change it to a more streamlined look, it looks different. Of course, it's not gonna have the Beats logo. It'll probably look a little bit different. But if people see that in your ear, it's gonna look different, it's gonna feel different, and people like that. That is just the truth. So you guys let me know what your thoughts are on this new design being like the Beats Fit Pro. Is that something you're happy with? Do you like the more streamlined look without anything sticking out? Or do you prefer the stems that are currently on the AirPods? And of course, colors, people have been talking about that for a long time. People wanted, even the original AirPods, hey, give us black, give us some other colors. I want to say that I do not think this is going to happen. If it was going to happen, Apple would have done that with the AirPods 3. That's the more of their cheaper consumer line. They do that with the cheaper iPhones. If you buy the cheaper iMacs, you get a bunch of colors. So it would make sense for Apple to not give you colors for these and then all of a sudden bring colors to the AirPods Pro. I mean, maybe there's a small chance that they could do a black version. That would be cool. But then again, it would look more like Beats if they have that in-ear design, whereas the white is just so iconic for Apple. So there you guys go. We have the release date, we have the new design, we have some new sensors that could probably work with, my opinion, with the Apple Watch. And of course, we're gonna get updates like sound quality, active noise cancellation, and other things. So it should be a really nice update. And I'm estimating it'll still be $250. I don't think they'll make it more expensive. With the AirPods 3, they actually made it slightly cheaper compared to the AirPods 2 with the wireless charging case. But you guys let me know your thoughts as well. I'm super excited. I cannot wait, and it sucks that we're waiting close to a year for these. So this has been Max. Click that circle above to subscribe to help us reach our goal of 1 million subscribers. Check out one of those videos there, specifically the AirPods 3 review after 1 month, and I will see you guys in the next video.